I think the killer options on this are the max work time, where you can automatically have a timer coming on when the device is turned on. And the other one is the random option, the fact you can have a device turning on and off at random times during a certain interval. So I think this product has the edge because of those two options. Hi there, today we're unboxing a smart power socket. This particular one is by BG, so British General. Details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. So let's take a quick look around the packaging. It comes nicely packaged with some see-through plastic here so you can see the actual socket itself. It says over here, slim profile. So it should, in theory, fit a back box, which is around 25 millimeters. Looking over here at the side, control your power by mobile voice touch. Looking over here, it's got on-off switch, timer and scheduling. Coming round here, picture of the device, someone controlling it via mobile, and they're stating down here that it's compatible with the Amazon Alexa and Google Home together with IFTTT. Looking over here, it shows no hub required, retrofittable, fits into any 25 millimeter back box. Coming around here, same details as I've previously mentioned. So let's open it up and see what you get in the packaging. Okay, so I've laid out the items you get in the packaging, so let me quickly go through them one by one. You've got an installation guide here, and this is all in English, showing you how to install the device together with how to set up the app for this. All very straightforward, nothing too complex, and I like the fact that it's a slim profile on this, and it can fit a standard 25 millimeter back box. Looking at the smart power socket, standard UK size to this, 2 buttons on there. Quality of the buttons feel good. Other than that, there's no other points on there. For example, no USB charge point or anything like that. Coming around the back, you can see the connection points and live, earth and neutral. 2 screws in there, which you can use for attaching it onto a back box. You've got some caps over here, so once you've screwed it in, you can put the caps to give a flush finish on there. And build wise, you can see there's another earth terminal there as well. Good, strong, solid build. British General is a known British brand, and they have a number of products out there for sale in the general market. Some details over here, 13 amp, 240 volts, 50 to 60 hertz. So initial impressions, build quality is very good on this. Let's make a start at installing this smart socket. So this is the socket I'm going to replace. I've isolated the power and I've checked that it is off. Now let me remove the socket. So I've removed the screws and that's what is revealed. So I just need to unscrew all the terminals here, pull the cables out and just put them in the correct positions on this one here. So positioning wise, it's quite high up in the corner, just a note. Okay, so let's unscrew these now. Okay, all the cables are out now. Looking on the terminals here, so you got live, earth, neutral. Let me loosen the live one up a bit more. So I need to swap these around. So the other way around on this one. There you go. The wires are now firmly screwed in, and just to show, not loose, so we'll fit it back into position. Just remember to pull the caps off if you want to cover the holes up for the screws. And there you go, it's installed now. So let me turn the power back on. Okay, so I've turned the power back on and you can see the lights flashing away here, meaning it's ready for a config. But let's test this out before we do anything. Plug in a cable going to a light, and if I press the button, there you go, it turns it on, turns it off, and it just works like a standard plug. And there you go. So you can control it manually via the switches on the socket. Let's make a start at setting up this device. So I'm at my Android phone here. If I go to the Play Store and we want to search for BG Home, that's the app we're after. So let me click install and let's give it a moment to install. Now it's installed, let me click open. Needs access to storage on the device, let me click allow. And this is what we're presented with. So if you haven't got an account, you need to sign up. So if you look at the bottom, it says don't have an account, sign up. Let me click there. Privacy terms are here. If I click agree. Next, just need to enter in my details. So let me enter in my details off camera. So I've entered in my details. Let me click login. And this is what we're initially presented with. So to add in the smart socket, if I click on add device, we want to select socket. And now we need to ensure the lights on the socket are blinking rapidly. So they are at the moment, but if they're not, you just hold on to the button. Let me just show it for a moment. So there's two modes, standard mode to add it in and AP mode. So that's slowly blinking. So that's in AP mode. Let me put it back to standard mode if I just hold on to one of the buttons. And now it's rapidly blinking. Now, if I click the operation confirmed icon there and then click next, now it needs access to location services. I'll select allow only while using the app. And next we need to select our Wi-Fi network. So it's saying your current Wi-Fi network is 5 gigahertz. Please change to a 2.4 gigahertz network. Now, this Wi-Fi network here, it actually supports dual brand. So both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz as well. So a little bit surprised we're getting that. I haven't really seen this message on other devices I've done using, for instance, a Smart Life app or even other apps. So a little bit surprised this app's that sensitive to that. So now let me pick another Wi-Fi network. So I've selected another Wi-Fi network. So let me click next. Again, it's asking about location, keep while in use. And there you go, it's not getting the message now. So 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi is supported, and if it is 5 gigahertz, it will warn you regarding it. So let me enter my Wi-Fi. So I've entered my Wi-Fi password. Let me click next. Let's give it a moment. There you go, it's added in. So it's saying, where is your device? It's got some default rooms already in there. I did some testing previously. So at the bottom, you can see studio. So if I select that, next it says, next name your device. If I select that, it's currently called socket. So let me rename that and I'll call it bedroom sockets. So let's click save. And there you go, all done. So now if I go to device control panel, this is what we're presented with. Now coming back from there, this is what you're presented with in the app when you first go in. As you can see, there's a socket and you've got an on button there. If I click on that, turns it off, press it again, and there you have it. Both buttons turn on at the same time, and as you can see, the light below is turned on. Now I'll turn it off again, go in the app. Let's take a look at the options we have here in the corner. So you've got socket outlet. So if I click on that, left socket, right socket, and if I click on it, you can rename it if you wanted to, just to show. And coming back from there, then you've got function set. Clicking on that. This is max work time. And it says after opening, every time the device reaches the time limit, it will automatically turn off the power and avoid safety hazards caused by the long working hours. Now, this is really cool functionality here. So you can actually set up the socket to automatically turn off after a set amount of time every time it's turned on. So nothing like setting a countdown on there. This is just automatically happens every time you turn it on. So if I go in there, you can see left socket and right socket, and for both of these max work time. So if I now click them, these are the default ones in there, so 3 hours. And if I select it, you can see the options below here. There's 1 hour, and it goes all the way up to 8 hour, and then you've got customize. So if I click on customize, you can even set your own rules. So for instance, I could even go to a minimum of 1 minute on there. Confirm buttons here, I'll click that, and there you go. You can set it to 1 minute. So really good functionality. So if you're charging devices and you've got this socket installed, it's ideal. So you can set it to automatically turn off every time, for instance, after 3 hours. So if you know that's how long your device takes to charge up, it's ideal. Now let's turn this off for now. Come back from there. Now clicking over here, you can see general. If I go into general, you can see device name. So this is where you can rename the device. Room, you can change the room it's associated with. Actually, it's with studio at the moment, as you can see. Device information, this will be IP address and MAC address details. Firmware update, device type, clicking on there, nothing happens. And at the bottom, you've got remove device. So one thing to note, there's no share device option. So like with Smart Life, you could have someone else like a friend or a family member with Smart Life set up, and you could share a smart bit of tech with them so they can control it as well. But this doesn't have that option. So what you'd have to do with that other person, you'd have to use your credentials with the app so they can control the device themselves. Bit of a shame really. You don't really want to share your credentials with another member. Always good to have that, but not the end of the world really. And this is what we're presented with. So you've got two sockets visible, and you can see they're in red at the moment. So if I click one, it will turn green, click the other, it will turn green. So you can see they're both green, and just below it says power is on and power is on. If I click it again, below it says power is off. Below that you can see no timer set, press timer to add, no random set, press random to add, and below that you've got additional buttons. So both sockets, and if I press the button they both turn on and turn off. Next you've got timer. If I click on that, you can see add timer. Here you can set an hour and a minute, so that's the time you want this action to occur. And then you've got repeat setting. At the moment it's only once. If I click on there, you can see only once, every day, weekday, weekend, and custom. Now coming into custom, you can set your own days as and when you want them to come on. And then coming back from here, coming back again, you can see operation. So this shows both the left socket and the right socket and gives options of turning on and off. So you could have them in different states. So you could say you wanted left socket to turn on and right socket to turn off. So you could have different devices plugged into each one and different actions happening. So great functionality, the fact that both sockets are available and you can set if you want them to come on or off individually. Coming back from there, back again, and then you've got delay. If I click on that, you can see down here you've got left socket, right socket, and this is a countdown. So if I click on one of them, you can say I want to count down for 3 minutes, hit the save button, and then it's set. And you can see icons colored now. So if I click on that, you can cancel it. Turn on after 3 minutes. If I select that, cancellation of delay, and that's cancelled now. So there's no countdown on there, but good functionality. You could set a countdown for each individual socket. Next, you've got random. This is good functionality. So if I now bring this across, and this is the scenario where you've gone on holiday perhaps, and you wanted your lights to come on at random times between a certain time range. So you see the start time here, end time here, and between those periods, it will turn on and off randomly. And also you can control each socket. So if I click on perform, both sockets, left socket, right socket. So you've got the choice of any of these as you want. Coming back, then we've got repeat setting. So again, you can set a timer to say once only, every day, weekday, weekend, and custom is exactly the same as before. Coming back and back from there, cancel it by just turning it off like so. And there you go, that's all the options you have available, and very simple to set up as you've seen. I think the killer options on this are the max work time, where you can automatically have a timer coming on when the device is turned on, and the other one is the random option, the fact you can have a device turning on and off at random times during a certain interval. So I think this product has the edge because of those two options. Next, let me turn off my Wi-Fi and let's see if I can control it over my data connection. So you can see 4G is connected, click it. There you go, it's working. Just took a moment to connect via the cloud. Obviously cloud-based login on this, so connectivity wise, and you don't need to open any ports on your router. It works straight out of the box. Let me do that again just to show. And there you go, excellent bit of functionality. Next, let me show how to set up this smart socket to work with both the Google Home and the Amazon Alexa. So I've got my devices here, and on my Android phone, I've got the Home app and the Amazon Alexa app. So let's try the Google Home first. If I click on Home, click here in the corner, click on Assistant Settings, Assistant Home Control, click the plus, and the service we're after is BG Home. You can see it there at the moment. So if you haven't got it, obviously add it in. It'll ask you for your credentials for the BG Home app, enter them in, and then it will link into the service. Now, once it's linked in, if I come back And now if I scroll down, you can see bedroom sockets and bedroom sockets, and they're each of the switches on the socket. Now if I turn on this one, and this is just a shortcut to turn it on, and this one turns on the other one. Now if I go into one of them, and you can see both of the names are exactly the same. Now if I go to settings here, I can rename them. So I'll call this one bedroom right socket, click save. You can see it also shows add to a home, unlinked from BG home. Coming back from there, you've got another on-off button, clicking it on, clicking it off, add to a room. That's how you add to a room, coming back from there. And now let's go back to the other one. Let's rename this one left socket, click save, come back, same thing applies here. You can hear it clicking. There you go. Coming into the right one. Now if I unmute my Google Home,
the microphone is back on.
I can say turn on bedroom right socket.
Sure, turning on the bedroom right socket.
Turn off bedroom right socket.
Sure, turning off the bedroom right socket.
Turn on bedroom left socket.
Okay, turning the bedroom left socket on.
There you go. As simple as that to get configured with the Google Home. Next, let me show how to set this device up with the Amazon Alexa. See if I click on the Alexa app there, click in the corner, go to skills and games, click here, and we want to search for BG Home. That's the skill we're after. If I click on that, you can see it's already enabled. If you haven't got it enabled, enable it, and then you'll be asked to enter in your credentials. Once you've entered them in, it will attempt to link to the Amazon Alexa. And then if you go to devices, we scroll across, go to all devices, and if we come down here, you can see bedroom sockets. And if I carry on going, there's the other one there, so bedroom sockets. It's coming in here, you can see if I press on, turn it on, turn it off, and if I go to settings, I can rename it. So I'll call this one the same as the other one, and I'll call it bedroom right socket. You've also got a delete item here coming down the bottom. You can disable it as well. So if I go back now, you can see it as right socket. You can create routines as well. So if I go to the other one, they're the two together now, and I'll just rename this one to left socket. Coming back, turn it off, turn it on. Now clicking on bedroom right socket. And next, if I unmute my Alexa, I can say, turn on bedroom right socket.
Okay.
Turn off bedroom right socket.
Okay.
Turn on bedroom left socket.
Okay.
There you go. As simple as that to get working with the Amazon Alexa. Next, just to highlight, the same functionality is available on the iPhone. So there you go, there's my iPhone there. And just to show, turn on both the sockets, turn them off. Looking in the menu options, same options are available. Socket outlet, function set, and general. So the same thing's available on both. So good to know that you're not limited to just using an Android device. You can use an iPhone as well. Next, let me demonstrate the max work time option. So if I click here, click on function set, and max work time, if I go on that, we'll go for the right socket and we'll set the max work time to 1 minute. Confirm that, and now come back, and you can see it's off at the moment. So let's come back completely. And now if I turn this on, it should in theory turn off automatically after 1 minute. You don't have to repeatedly set this either, and it's just set permanently until you've turned it off. So let's go now. So there you go, how cool was that? So this option will allow you to never forget to turn a device off if it's charging. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of this smart socket. As you've seen, it's very easy to set up and configure. I like the fact that you can override it as well. So you've got the buttons here to override, so you're not relying on the app to control this. Timer wise, you can set random timers, which is excellent. And together with that, you've got the max work time on there. So I love that feature personally, only because if you're charging devices like I do half the time, you always forget to turn them off. By having this device, you could just turn it on and then automatically turn it off without worrying about turning it off or even setting a timer on your smart socket. So two great options available with this smart socket. So there you go. Hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.